Salutations, Duphots. This is your fearless leader, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another presentation. I have been on this kick that I just want to talk to all the people that encourage me, bring me life, bring me joy outside of the camera. And we all know that my network is vast. So I'm bringing just different people at you so that we can have a conversation, so you can hear some of the great stuff that we talk about, laugh about, and are about. So today I would like to introduce you to someone that I absolutely adore, who I'm actually going to see tomorrow. And we're going to have coffee, but this person is a very uplifting person. And since the beginning of the Queen of Shade, I remember him constantly texting me and talking to me, telling me that success was coming and that it was going to be good and that it was going to be better and that the divine loved me and that he loved me and how he supported me and how proud of me he was. So I decided to bring him to you today, and we're going to have a conversation. And this is the thing, he has a government name, but y'all not allowed to know that. Right. We from Philly, so we don't go around doing that. So what you are going to know is a name that he has made famous in his own right. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Papi Suave.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much.
First of all, thank you for agreeing to do this with me, because it was so last minute. Like, I've been calling, look at your happy face. She's like, yeah, it was last minute.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, anytime, anything for the Queen of Shade.
Oh, thank you so much. So we're going to ask you a couple of questions.
Yep, please,
and don't get a couple of answers. And then we're going to call it a day. So, like I said, you're from Philadelphia. How long have you lived in Philadelphia? Like, because you don't live in Philadelphia now, but I'll get to that.
Yes. So basically, I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I was born in 1995. So from 1995, up until I think I moved in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not good at math, but
that's okay. It's been a long time.
Yeah, for real. It's been like 2 years. Like I haven't been here for 2 years, but yes.
Okay, so this is the thing for a person, because I did this in 2005, had never been anywhere. Boarded a plane in France, and that was it.
For real.
So I want to know what prompted you to do that, like leave everything alone, because you are of Spanish descent, right?
Yep.
Big families, Roman Catholic, I believe.
Yeah.
Roman Catholic. So, like, you from a big family. So what urged you to just get out and go, and where did you settle?
So pretty much, living in Philly, in North Philadelphia, I do love my family and stuff like that. But when it comes to the adult industry, because I do work in the adult industry, it was kind of hard to find opportunities in terms of whether it was people to work with, performers or stuff like that, or even just something as simple as me flying out to somewhere else. Right. Like, it was always a big thing. So pretty much, I've never lived anywhere by myself. I never ventured out. I'm trying to get to that level of moving to Paris. So I'm getting there, but basically,
you have an invitation, sweetheart. Don't worry.
For real. No, seriously. So basically, it was just, I didn't want to be scared to go out on my own. My family is a humongous help to me. We help each other and stuff like that. So, I was just thinking about it, because we, especially coming from Philly, things are a lot harder than they seem. Like, when you're from Philly, this seems like that's all there ever is. And, we're taught to think, oh, that's not possible. Or you can't do that. How are you going to do that? And, and it really does take a toll on you. So, I didn't want to not be able to even just imagine myself somewhere else, just because I feel like, oh, how am I going to do it? Where am I going to get the money? How is this going to happen? Because I've never lived anywhere by myself. So I literally just wanted to step out of my comfort zone and try something new, because we only get one life.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to live with any regrets. So basically, I was very blessed to be able to move to LA like about 2 years ago, a year before the pandemic hit.
Right.
And so basically, I was able to move to downtown LA. And which is crazy too, because
exactly, never being anywhere, you wind up in downtown LA. All right.
For real. But basically, I ended up there, and the rest is history. Like, I'm still in LA right now, and I do love it, especially for the nature and the environment. It's a lot more different. So in a positive way. It does have its negative sides too, I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
But you know, just staying positive and stuff like that, and being able to work with people. There are a lot of performers that are out there,
Right.
studios. People always are visiting, so you know, you meet a lot of people. I go dance
Wow.
down there too, which is
Wow.
something that's really big, and I really do enjoy. Like, you know, it's basically an opportunity that maybe would have been hard for me to get over here. So, you know.
Right. Wow. So this is the thing. So you moved up for your career. You moved to, A, B away from your family, but C, like B, like C to take and jumpstart your career. How is
Yes.
it going?
It's going very well. So it has been kind of like a roller coaster, but I'm very blessed to say that it's going really good. I'm able to provide for myself. I have a roof over my head. I'm able
Right,
to put food on the table. I'm
right,
able to work with amazing performers, and it's a positive experience. You know,
right.
when people hear sex work, you know, it has a very negative connotation. So,
Hmm.
but it's been very positive. You know, there's been a few bumps in the road, more than a
Hmm.
few bumps, you know, but you know, keeping it positive, it really has been a blessing, and I would not trade it for the world at
Well,
all.
first of all, you know how I feel. And now I got to say this for the record. You know
Ooh,
how I feel. First of all, there is no condemnation to anything that you are doing or anybody else is doing. I worked as a phone sex agent for 2 years in Philly, and I learned a lot. And what I learned a lot, point blank and period, was that we always try to be moral or have conservative
oh,
views, but we the ones
oh,
watching you. We watching you. We know where every tattoo is. We know,
yeah,
like, like we're watching you, we're supporting you. And that, like, a lot of my buddies are adult entertainers. And I love you guys because you guys are so like, like people don't want to admit this, but when you meet someone new, be it male or female, depending on what you're attracted to, you size them up sexually. You
yep,
wonder, like, and that's it's a part of human nature. You may not act out on it, you may not advance it, you may not go there, but you think about it.
yep,
So if you think about it, it's normal and natural. And I don't like the idea of, my babies, because I have so many of you guys that are in adult entertainment. And people ask me, like, why do you hang out with adult entertainers? I said, because I want the best around me. I don't want your cheap ass sex. I don't want your weird ass, untried ass sex. I want the professional. And it's so funny too, because I'm thinking of I'm thinking of your post, and I'm gonna say it. I'm thinking of your post online. One of your last posts that you posted on Instagram was like, I don't want your broke dick.
yeah, seriously. And that's honestly
And
literally
I
the
hollered
moral of
just
the
like I
story.
just did.
Yep. And I do want to go, you know, since we're doing this interview, we do text a lot, so you already know. But pretty much, I do want to say thank you so much, because your support means way more than you would ever know, especially coming from a successful gay Black entertainer who, you
Yes.
know, is independent, who has done it for themselves with all the odds stacked against them, who shows us love, because you
Wasn't
always,
easy. It wasn't easy.
always, no matter what
We've
you're
had
doing, you know,
conversations. We've had
exactly.
conversations. It wasn't easy.
Exactly. And as busy as you are, you always make time for everybody else. And you're always so extremely supportive and uplifting. And, you know, I really do appreciate that, especially, and the fact that we're both from Philly, like that makes it that
I
much better.
know. I'm like, what? I never knew that. Like, we found out a couple of years ago. Reset, start. Okay, there we go. I was starting a timer. No, but we found out a couple of years ago there was something called Outfest. A lot of people that don't know, it was Outfest. And what it is in October, early October, and all of the LGBT community comes out into the neighborhood, which is like one city block. One city block, one city block, one city block, you walk in and you're done. Walk around it, you're done. So, we get out and we do this. And the crazy thing is, I couldn't wait to meet him before he was leaving. There were like hundreds of thousands of people down there. And I'm like, where do y'all live? Because y'all don't live in Philly. I don't see none of y'all. We
I
could take
know,
over this city if I knew where all of y'all were.
right?
It was so crazy. But like, my thing is, I want to go there. I want to talk to you about a lot of different things because first of all, before I talk about that and leave that alone, I want to talk about your positivity. I want to talk about why and what makes you so positive because literally I've seen people do things to you. I've heard of people doing things to you, and you just continue to exude this effortless, unhinged positivity. Positivity is how I will say it. Like
Thank
it
you so
is
much.
just so golden.
Thank you
And
so,
I've
so,
even
so,
spoken
so,
to you
so much.
about it and the way you think about haters. And so please explain that to us. Like, what is it? Like, tell us.
So basically, and just give me 1 second.
No problem.
I'm so sorry. So basically, my niece's mom, she's hitting me up on checking on the baby.
Okay.
So basically, and by all means, just a disclaimer, like I am not a victim. None of us are victims at all. So basically, just coming from an upbringing. So I'm Puerto Rican, I'm 26. I come from a single parent home where, especially a lot of Hispanics and Latinos, like they're very toxic masculinity, very abusive. They think they can go cheat on the wife, and the wife is supposed to stay home and just take care of the kids, and just that's it. The wife is supposed to let you whoop their ass, and that's it. And if you're a good woman, you're gonna stick by them. So growing up around all of that, like especially being gay, you already know the homophobia, sister, the homophobia, honey, the homophobia. Being a young little gay boy, I was always feminine. I love playing with my sister's Barbie dolls. I would put towels over my head like wigs.
Yes.
I'll be wearing my mom's clothes. Me and my little sister would be playing dress up, and it wasn't something that was accepted. So my younger years I dealt with a lot of depression, a lot of suicidal thoughts. I attempted suicide young as hell, and all of that pretty much just taught me, that's not who you are. You don't know who you are. You don't have anybody helping you or guiding you. So it's hard, but going through all of that just really taught me, at the end of the day, you're not this person. You're a happy person. You don't want to be, nobody wants to be sad. Nobody wants to be depressed. Nobody wants to be suicidal. It's just that when there are people that you look up to that maybe they've been taught to, that self-respect is control and fear. And you don't understand that, especially being a kid, because, we're all innocent. We're all big kids at heart, but especially in those vulnerable, tender ages. Basically, it was just a lot of negativity because, I would get bullied, for being gay. I'm short, I'm the first person, anything as simple as somebody walking past me. I'm getting off of school, my little short ass with my book bag. I'm trying to get home and somebody's just stopping me. Hey, young boy, you gay? And that, it would really hurt me because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm gay. The reason why you asking me that is because you're trying to be funny, and it's all taught, and I didn't know that at that time, it was pretty much just me having to grow up and learn, the reason why these people do this to you is because not only do they do it to themselves, but it's being done onto them. Hurt people. And I didn't want to allow myself to fall into the cycle of, because unfortunately, so a lot of people don't seem to understand, when people have emotions bottled up and they react, everybody's quick to call you the villain and victimize themselves, but nobody talks about what they did to get you there and why you're acting like that. If we're not being treated like human beings, we're not going to act human. If our feelings are not being taken, acknowledged, then we're not going to care about anybody else's feelings, So I dealt with a lot of that. I dealt with a lot of anger problems. I come from a home where it's just dysfunctional. We've gotten a lot better. But pretty much, I just got tired of the negativity. I got tired of being scared. I don't want to have to make my voice deeper. I don't want to have to act straight. I don't want to talk about having a girlfriend. I don't want to be scared to wear makeup. I don't want to be scared to wear nails, to wear a wig. I don't want to be scared to just say, hey, I'm gay, without somebody being like, oh, you cool for a gay guy. You know how to do.
Right.
It's just been a long journey of, and it's still going, but it was a long journey of me finding myself and realizing, okay, you know what? You can't listen to what other people have to say because they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. I don't know, but at the same time, it's like, we all got to learn for ourselves and we have to have faith, our intuition. You have to trust those things because everything that's happening, as negative as it may seem and as hard as it may seem, it's all for a reason, because it's to make us grow and to shape us. We're like trees, we're plants, we grow and, so basically, I just got tired of the negativity and stuff like that. I love being positive. I love uplifting people, uplifting myself, because it's the most simplest and easiest thing that you can do. Just it doesn't cost anything. And it's the truth, you know, at the end of the day, we're blessed, but unfortunately, due to distractions, due to all these other factors that you can't control, you know, it's hard to focus on those blessings.
Right.
And it's as easy, you know, you never know what somebody's going through, and you just telling them a smile, just good energy, you just, you know, listening, treating them like a human being, that you never know what that's going to do for somebody. You know, we're all going through things. We all, you know, people in their own way cry for help, no matter what form it comes in and stuff like that. And, you know, something as simple as that, like I just basically wanted to be that person that I needed when I was younger. Because if I would have had myself, like if I was able to talk to myself at that age, like things would have went a lot easier, you know? And so basically, I just want to, even if I, you know, can't personally talk to somebody, whether it's through the videos, you know, social media is a beautiful way to connect with people, you know, just showing people, hey, you know, we can be positive no matter what's going on, you know. Of course, when you're positive, more negativity will come to you and make it harder, but there's a reason for that, you know. If our positivity wasn't working, if us being uplifting was not worth anything, these people wouldn't care. They wouldn't waste their time on trying to bring us down and stuff like that. And you know, our community, you know, outside of the gay community, everybody thinks we're like sunshine and rainbows, but it's just as divided as every other community.
Yes, if not more so, right? If not more so.
And it's a shame. All we have is each other, you know, at the end of the day. Why are we doing the same thing that's being done to us, taught to us, you know, when we can make it better? Because at the end of the day, the reason why we're standing here, the reason why you're able to create your art and be as beautiful and as special and as unique as you are is because somebody came before you and carved that path and, you know, really sacrificed so that we can have this life where we don't have to, you know, of course, we're still aware of how the world is, but we can walk outside in wigs and, you know, we can do that, which it was way hard. It still is hard, don't get me wrong, especially certain parts, especially in Philly. You know, but it's really about that not being scared. Like, what do we have to, fear is control. Nobody wants to be in control. I don't want to, you know, not be myself or feel like I can't be myself because somebody's going to judge me or somebody's going to try to hurt me, whether that be physically, mentally, verbally, spiritually, psychologically, emotionally. You know, most of the time it is all of the above. And so it's really just to help pay it forward, basically. Help show other people the way we've been taught, you know, because nobody teaches us about being gay. Rarely do we see, especially homophobic families. Rarely do we see. Exactly. Rarely do we see like gay figures who are respected and talented. And it isn't until we step out of the closet and are adults and, you know, force our way into the community that we see, oh man, like this is not what they told us it was. You know, we're extremely talented. You know, we really run the world. Like all of this is happening because of us, you know, and everybody tries to kick us to the side, sweep us under the rug and act like we don't exist. And I don't like that at all because we're here and we've been here.
And we will continue to be here. We are being born more and more and more and more and more now. But you said something and I put a pin in it because I wanted to go back to it. It got an emotional response for me because you said, if I had me when I was that age, the me now, things would have been differently. And you're right. Had I had me, I'd have been fine. And you're right about that. Like it's really crazy that there is so much negativity in the world. It's so different. So for those, come on now, okay, for those that are listening and are watching, I need to ask you a question. How did you go about leaving Philadelphia to get into the adult industry? Because it's very hard. It's very political, like everything else.
Exactly.
So how did you manage to make that change and get in? Because we've seen you in real serious, like filmed company movies, you know, not just what you do on the side through OnlyFans, but you've also graduated and done. You started off that way. Before you even had OnlyFans, you were with the studios. How did you make that happen?
So basically, it all started off, Like when I was younger, I always struggled with confidence. Once
Mhm.
I started going to the gym, like it
Mhm.
really helped with my mental, with my physical, with my spiritual. So I would start off showing off my body on Instagram. It went from the
Mhm.
body to showing off, the backside and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And creating these sexy pictures that I love that made me feel really good. And
Mhm.
so I would post them on Instagram. I would get, a lot of engagement. I was able to build a nice little following.
Mhm.
From there, basically, I never expected to like get into OnlyFans.
Mhm.
I had made a Twitter, and on Twitter they allow you to post sexually explicit content as long as you
Mhm.
mark it as sensitive media.
Mhm.
And basically that's when I started showing the front side. And because
Yeah.
I got such a good engagement, I'm like, you know what? Let me try this. And that's when I tried OnlyFans.
Right.
So my Instagram was taken away, but I started building my Twitter. And once I started building my Twitter, that's when directors from the companies, they noticed me and they saw my work and they saw that I was getting views and whatever the case may be, engagement. And so just a little bit of backstory for anybody who is not familiar with the adult entertainment industry.
Right.
Basically, so people have been making money, in the sex industry, but not too long ago, basically these studios were the middleman. If
Right.
you wanted to pay your bills, if you wanted to book scenes, you would basically have to eat shit because that's what it is to work for these studios. They're not going to work with you unless they're making a whole bunch of money off of you and paying you, through chump change and stuff like that.
Right.
So now
I'm
fast
glad that
forward.
you're telling this. I'm glad that you're
So
telling this. Thank
thank
you.
you so much. Yeah, of course, my pleasure. So basically now with OnlyFans and Just for Fans and all that good stuff, we were basically taking their money because, with all due respect to studio porn, because I still do it, and the company that I work with, they do a really good job, and it's organic and it's very like not forced, but a lot, especially the older studios that I would work with, it's
Right.
just not organic, it's artificial. There's, even if you do have chemistry with a co-star, it's hard to focus on that when
They're
you have
directing
people,
you.
yeah,
Mhm.
and
They're directing
trying
you.
to tell you what they think is
Want you
sexy
to
and
hear.
their version of sexy, which may not be
Right.
your version.
Right.
So basically, they saw that I was getting a good response online, and they hit me up. I did one scene. The first scene I ever did was with Raging Stallion, and after that, a year went by, and then that's when I was contacted by another director to work with another studio called Icon Male and Noir Male.
Well,
And
these are
basically,
these are big. Like these are big. That's why I wanted to ask you this, because these are not small companies. They put out amazing work. So the fact that you're sharing with this, thank you so much, because I was curious myself. I was curious myself as to how you did it. But anyway, please continue. Icon Male is where you stop.
thank you so much. So I started with Icon Male, then Noir Male, and basically it was all good. And that's pretty much how I ended up moving to LA. I had no intentions. It was just a dream, basically, like something in the back of
Mhm.
my head, like, I don't even know what it is. Like, yes, LA is very glorified, and it's not what it's cracked up to be because, it's glorified. They make it seem like it's something that it's not, of course,
Right.
like with many other things.
Right.
But, it was always something in like the back of my mind and like in my heart where, I don't know what's attracting me to it, but I just want to go. So I was able to book a scene with Icon Mail, the first scene I did with them. And while I was out there, they flew me out to LA.
Mhm.
I was looking up like studios, apartments in LA,
Right.
just trying to figure it out because I never did it before. I didn't even know what the process was.
Right.
While I was down there, I was able to go check out a studio
Mhm.
downtown, which is where I ended up moving.
Yeah.
And thank goodness it was fast. I literally, filled out the application. They told me, okay, yeah, you're approved. And all I had to do was pay the first month and the security deposit. So
Right.
literally and this was 2 weeks before I had moved to LA. So
Wow.
I literally went out there to shoot a scene. While I was out there, I, handled business, got a studio, and came back. And I had 2 weeks to move to LA and pack all my stuff and let my family know and my friends. So they didn't even know. I didn't even know.
How did you do it? Please tell me. Now you got me. I'm like, bitch, tell me how you did this. You
Literally,
went out there, booked the place to live, then came back. How did you do it? Please.
literally. So I was like, oh my goodness, like I didn't even buy my ticket to fly back to LA, to the apartment and stuff like that. So this all happened in February. So March was when I moved, March of 2019. So literally I came home and I sat down, I told my sister, she was the first person I told, I'm moving to LA, I signed my lease, and they were like extremely shocked and
Right.
extremely surprised.
Right.
So it was like a big shock to everybody, and they really couldn't believe it because this is not something I've ever done before. Like I've lived with my
Right.
family, I've helped with my family and stuff like that. So everybody was like extremely in shock because they really didn't think that was something that I was gonna do, you know, but
Right.
thanks to the higher power, literally, so everything had worked out. And I told them, they were very supportive. They were shocked as hell, but they were super
Yes.
supportive. And
Yes.
so basically, literally, I booked my ticket. I got me a big ass suitcase, put as much stuff in there as I could. And then the rest was history. Got on a Spirit flight, ended up in Los Angeles, and I got the keys the next day.
Oh my God. But you know what I want to see? But you know, I want to emphasize this. When we put our minds, when we place our minds to do something, the universe will conspire to help us. It will go quickly. It will.
Manifestation is a very real thing. I'm telling you. I
Yes,
didn't know.
you manifested that. That's the word. You
Thank you so
manifested
much.
that for real, for real. Oh my God. So tell me, okay. You said your first scene was Raging Stallion, second scene was Icon, third scene was Noir Male. Noir Male. Okay, I'm about to do this to you. Who's your favorite? Because I think I know because of the chemistry, but I could be wrong. Who's your favorite on film co-star to work with?
Wow.
And call him by his don't call him by his real name because I know that's your privilege.
Yeah.
Call him by his public name. I thought I knew. You got to think. I thought I knew.
For real. So let me think. Because I've worked with a lot.
Going through the black book.
I've been really blessed to work with a lot of amazing performers.
Right.
I would have to say that one of my favorite scenes to do definitely was working with a performer named Phoenix Bellington.
Thank you. I got it right. And, give me my prize.
Yeah, no, for real. So, and he's such a pleasure to work with and stuff like that. And you know, it was a lot of fun. It was very easy. He's been in the business. He's done scenes. He does his, you know, he has his own website and stuff like that. So he was a lot of fun now. Don't get me wrong. There's other people too that I had a lot of fun with, you know, but that was definitely somebody where we worked together we shot something for his website but we never got to do the full do. So during that scene, we, you know, the anticipation was already built. So we were able to do that. And, you know, it was cute. Because like I said, studios, you know, it's not as organic as you would like it to be. But pretty much that was one of the scenes that I love all my scenes, honestly. So honestly, it's in between. So I'm gonna say it's in between him and another performer that I filmed with. His name was Rooney Marks. So it was a scene that I did with Raging Stallion. The DVD was called Out of the Park or something like that. Basically, we shot. It was like a gym type of theme where.
I know.
Yeah. So
honey, we little child. We don't say it at all. So what you had to say was it was in the gym. We know.
And the crazy part about that too, he isn't like. I don't think he has a Twitter. Like even at that time, he didn't have a Twitter. Like he did studio, like and he has some scenes out there with studios, but he doesn't I don't think he does OnlyFans or Just for Fans, which is crazy. But
he needs to make that extra money.
He's a super sweetheart, and working with him, like that was one of the best scenes that I felt like the chemistry was just crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, no, that's so amazing because like, you know, people don't realize that sex work is real work. Yep. Like this is what and I'm so glad you brought it up. And this was the reason why I wanted to bring you on because I'm doing all of these interviews and I had to talk to you because I want people to know, like my thing is I had to associate my brand with you. I had to. You're my baby. We having coffee tomorrow in person in the city. You know, I go out with no one. I go out with no one, but I'm having coffee with you. Like I wanted them to understand that.
And I really do appreciate it too, because you don't understand how much of a help, like not only just emotional, you know, spiritual, mental, like verbal, psychological help, like you really, and not only just me, like a lot of these men that you post on your page, like we would not have the pages, the numbers, we would not have the success we, you know, if it really weren't for you, because you played such a big part, like, and
I just want to help. I just want to help. I just want to help.
And guess what? And it's a lot more than help because, you know, like it's organic. Like you're not doing it. You're not getting paid for this. You're doing it because you want to. And, you know, that means a lot, especially on social media, because social media is extremely superficial for anybody that does not know.
Right.
You know, when you're on social media, trying to build your brand, trying to build yourself, build your following, it's really hard because a lot of people will not support you if you don't have that 10K, if you don't have 20K, if they don't see all these likes, all these views. Exactly. And so they wait until they see everybody else doing it, which can
And then they
take
jump
some
on the
time.
bandwagon.
And it can take some time. So when you have somebody that's actually genuine, who already has their page established, that you know, they do it because they want to. They don't, their page is not catered to just posting sexy men. Their page is not only specifically catered to just posting either like nude men or whatever, like some
Right.
pages. Like, it's more than that, but it helps a lot, because not only does it get our name out there,
Mhm.
but people want to, you know, people want to know when they see us on your page and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't know that. They think, okay, they see you with all these numbers, these followers and stuff like that, and they
Mhm.
think, oh, they just got there fast. No, but it
Mm-mm.
takes a lot of help. Like, even with Twitter too,
A
like
lot.
a lot of the pages, a lot of the pornographic pages that post, you know, like for little porn clips and stuff like that, they were a
Yes.
huge help to me too. So, you know, it's not something that you can do alone. Yes, you
Right.
can, but it definitely will take a much longer time. And
How
you
many Twitter
definitely have
followers do you have?
on Twitter. I think I have 223,000 so far.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so
And so,
that's
and
millions and millions and millions and millions of views.
yes,
Yeah.
and so I do want to touch on that. So basically, even though I do have 223,000 followers, which I'm very grateful for,
Mhm.
unfortunately, just because I have 223,000 followers doesn't
Tell
mean that
them.
I'm getting 223,000 likes, or it's not even like that, because a lot of people see, you know, okay, you got like all these followers, so all these people should be showing you love. Unfortunately, it's not like that. Even with all
Nope.
these followers, like, they
I
like to
know it. Don't I
hide.
know it? Don't I know it?
They like to hide. Some of them just like to, you know, like spy on you or whatever
They
the
just want to
case may
see you. They
be.
just want to watch.
And which is cool and stuff like that. But
No, it's
I
not.
just, you're right. You know, honestly, so basically it's just all about, you know, creating a platform and a community, basically, where you can just speak up, say hi, whatever the case may be. You don't have to just keep to yourself and stuff like that.
Right.
So even with the views, like on some of the views that on some of the videos that have the most views, like they don't have nearly as many views as, yeah, as many likes or retweets as they have views, which you
Right.
see that and you're like, what's going on here?
It's
So
just the people watching. They don't want to, like, it's the same thing with my platforms. Like like people will DM me. I'll do a video and they'll DM me thanking me for that video and thanking for the talking about the impact of that video. And I've never spoken to them before.
right.
And I make it, I know you couldn't possibly do this, especially being, a siren, a sex siren, because everybody loves you, but you couldn't possibly talk back to everyone. On my Instagram, it's a little easier for me to do it because I do it. Like, I've been doing it since day one, but you're right. I'm also able to do it because it's the same 200, 300 people out of 125,000. It's the same 200 people that are writing me. And that's what people don't understand. And then they see the comments and they're like, wow, you talk back to everybody. And it's like, no, the same people keep writing me and supporting me. It's not all these numbers. And, people like I was telling you, I left Instagram yesterday. I put everything, I'm putting all my content over the next year on my website, which is why I'm doing like these interviews, because I want to talk to people and, just different things. And it's kind of weird how I feel because I've already done the work. So even with my website, I'm just going to treat it, make it look good. I've got 22,000 freaking posts, then I'm taking the men with me. See, and the thing was, you can take the men with you as long as you credit where they sent the photos from. And a lot of men send me their videos and things like that. But because Instagram is so big, I credit Instagram. There's a little watermark on it. But like, people don't understand, like you said, like it's not the whole following supporting you. Like, the numbers are much smaller, but yet and still we get up, we smile, we do what we do, and we publicize it. Whenever you have a new scene, you publicize it. Whenever you have something new, you publicize it. And that's what kind of gives you, your ability to survive. And that's the thing, to survive. My next question, are you in love? Are you seeing someone, or because a reason why I'm asking this, and you don't have to really answer this if you don't want to,
Yeah.
it's just that I see some other porn stars, like I'm going to call their names, Fame, I'm calling them by their porn names, Fame and Rico. Like, I noticed that there are others that have relationships inside of that. One of my favorite stars goes by XL, and like, I'll follow him on Twitter and he's like, I'm minding my business with my boyfriend. Like, y'all not getting
Yep.
all of this. Go look at this, go look at that. So do you
Yep.
have somebody significantly, or are you just okay being single?
No, at the moment I am single, and
Mhm.
I honestly do love it that way. I do prefer it that way. It works a lot better for me. I'm not opposed to being in a relationship, especially with a performer, because I mean, hopefully, if that would be the situation, it would be easier. But relationships take a lot of work, and
Yep.
especially when you're in the industry, you
Yep.
have to be with somebody who's secure and confident enough to not only support you, but
Yeah.
still put in that work and um not really get into so much into the superficial aspect, because some people will see you on the internet and they think that's it, that's who you are,
Right.
you know and a lot of people don't know how to separate the two. So I am happily single, but shout out to everybody that is in a relationship.
Right.
I wish them the best and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm happily single, but I'm not opposed to a relationship, but it would
Mhm.
definitely have to take a lot of work, and just somebody who's prepared to put the work in, really.
Yeah, because you know what it is, even with me, I've been celibate for 9 years, and we've talked about that. But the thing about it is, I'm not going to be celibate for 9 more. I took the time to build my platform, to build my brand, not even my platform, my brand. And when I'm ready, I'm ready. But even then, and I feel like I can talk to you about this because you might understand this, being that not intimacy and sexual gratification is something you enjoy, because you got to be able to enjoy
You have
sex.
to.
If you're going to be in this business, you got to enjoy the
Yeah.
sex. So I am also another person that enjoys sex a lot. And I want multiples. I want a harem situation like I do. And my thing is, people think that's so crazy because they look at me and they're like, but you're such a role model. Yeah, well, you made me a role model. I'm still gay. I'm still a man, and I still have a very high libido. And
Yep.
most people don't, you can't talk about that with everybody. But that
I
is what
know.
it is. But that's what it is. I don't and you know what's too, this is crazy because I tried when I was younger to have relationships and do entertainment, and it was a bust, a total bust.
It's
And I
hard.
remember, yes, I remember when I went to this modeling school, because Philly has these modeling schools called Barbizon. And I went there, and I'll never forget the first thing that the runway coach taught me. He taught the whole class. He said, listen, if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, get rid of them. Right there, he told us in class, if you're going to do this and go into entertainment, get rid of them. Now, the reason why because we're looking at him like he's crazy, but he explained. He said, listen, no human being should have to be that strong to deal with all of the attention, notoriety, love offerings, gifts, adoration that you get for doing your job. And
Yep.
he taught us that. And I tried to defy him, but he was right. He was right. When I tell you he was right, and I've been celibate and been single, and I had this commitment ring, it's to me, and
Yep.
it's just me loving me. And even when I'm not sexually celibate, I will still have my ring on because it's for me. But
Exactly.
these are the conversations that people don't get to have or witness. And I'm so glad that you agreed to do this with me. Well, I knew you were going to because you said you would.
Hell
But
yeah.
yes, but I want to touch a little bit on your 5-year plan. So you've been out in LA for 2 years, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what's your dream? What do you want LA to give you that you are either currently working toward or haven't yet manifested? What do you want? Something that
Basically,
makes you, yeah.
I really want to create just an uplifting, positive, a family, basically, like a community, like a family. One of the big things about LA is that it's very superficial.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people there, okay, so people are fake everywhere, and it sounds very
It's
cliche.
real bad there, though. I know.
But so for instance, over there, people can hate your guts, but they're gonna act like they like you just
Yes.
to benefit off you, and you don't even have to have anything. It could be, maybe you have a YouTube, maybe they just
Right.
want somebody to go out with, to get drunk, to do drugs with,
Right.
literally. And it's not a community, it's just people using people for whatever, and they smile in your face. Like, for instance, I had some situations where I met some cool people who I thought were cool, and literally, I had a lot of respect for them, and
Give him a second. Give him a second, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching, say thank you. He's babysitting his niece, and I did kind of spring this on him impromptu. So we just have to wait for him to come back. Okay, yeah, I can hear you now. Welcome back.
I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay.
So
That's okay.
basically, it's really superficial in the way where people, okay, so I had basically I met some people and they seemed really cool. And it's just something as simple as like they, you know, when you can tell that someone can see you, like you're walking past somebody and you know they saw you, they know you're there, but they want you to come up to them and say hi, and they'll ignore you.
Wow. That's interesting that you're saying that. That's very interesting. Very interesting. It is because, and my thing is, I always tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. I always tried to say that, oh, you know, LA is just for career-oriented people. I always tried to say they were about their work or about their careers, but no, you know, and you know what's so sad? Like, this is the reason, because you and I have talked about this. The farthest west I'm going is Las Vegas. It's because I can work in that town. California, it just has, I have a bad taste in my mouth from California, from dealing with people. We've talked about this, from dealing with people in California, but I'm just not, I'm too real for that. I'm too real for that. Like, I don't have time to act like I like you and not really like you, you know, like that. I don't have time to be that disingenuous. I don't have time for that. And so I'd rather not do that. And that's why I've done everything outside of California. And it's so crazy because I'm doing this and people are like, okay, well, you're interviewing people now. Yes. And it's because I have my entire brand built. I got killer music, killer videos, killer photos. Like I'm just going to do everything that I want to do. And I find that it's easier for me to be out here and do it because I don't have to deal with that superficial, I got to cut your throat situation. Yep. And I thank you for bringing that up. So like with the community, I wanted to ask you this. Do you see yourself starting like a gay house or something?
Honestly, so that is something that I would love, but it's really intimidating only because I take it very seriously. And, you know, like, I want to make sure that I'm in a position to make sure I'm available completely, and can do it to the best of my ability to where I can provide. Like I said, I take it very seriously. That's something that I would love, but, you know, it takes a lot of work, you know. And money. Yeah, exactly. And money. So honestly, that's something that I would love to do. In terms of the 5-year plan, basically I would love to like meet people who are very much like artistic, art oriented, you know, creators, where we can get together and create something beautiful with something to represent us, because especially on social media, a lot of people don't see the positive side at all. You know, the most artistic people are getting overlooked, you know, by people who imitate them, who may not be as artistic, but you know, it's really clout driven over there, and it's not okay. Like it's not about that, you know. We're all human beings, and that's the beauty of life, you know. But it can kind of take that naturalness out of life when you're not being natural, you know, you're not being yourself. And just I would like to facilitate and create an atmosphere, and like pretty much maybe like a house or a family, or just like something where it's all about being who you are and unapologetically, where we can all support each other, where it's not a competition. Over there, everything's a competition.
So I have a question for you. Do you see yourself staying in LA or moving to somewhere like Miami?
So I do love LA, but honestly, so that's actually, it's funny you say that, you're a mind reader, because literally like, I do love Miami, especially like the beach. And that's
you speak the language. You speak the language. That's why I said it.
Literally, it calls me like, and I love it so much. But that would definitely have to be something where, kind of like with LA, where I would have to make sure I have some jobs set up, you know, I have some money coming in to do that, even though a lot of things are, they're expensive, but they're not as expensive as LA. So one thing for everybody who doesn't know, LA is trying to be New York. Literally, like, girl, just be yourself. Like, stick to the mountains, stick to, you know, being Mexican, you know. A lot of people don't know. California is Mexico, like Los Angeles. You know, obviously it's a given, but people really don't know until you go out there. You know, you think, oh, it's gonna be glamorous, Beverly Hills, Hollywood Boulevard. Girl, that's all a filter. Like, you know, the Instagram filters, that's literally it, because you know, you go down there and you're not expecting to see a whole bunch of homeless people. You're not expecting it to be as
Right.
dirty as it is. And that's a big thing. And it's really heartbreaking because these people have the money, you know, whether it's the government, no matter who it is, like something can be done. But unfortunately, they can't act rich and like they're better than anyone if there
Mm.
isn't somebody to, you know, seem like they're doing worse, when at the end of the day, Los Angeles, all these people that you see on TV, all these celebrities, they act like they have money. They don't have money. They're struggling just like everybody else, you know,
Right.
but
That's
you
what I
know,
know. Yeah, I know
they're
that from
trying to
20
make it
years.
seem it's smoke and mirrors, basically. It's all a
Yeah.
facade,
It's the
you know.
entertainment industry, smoke and mirrors. I've known it for 20 years, that a lot of the stuff, the homes, the cars, the jewelry, it's rented. It's rented. The company gets it for them to perpetuate an image. And I'm so glad you said that, because I want to help young men and women that are interested in getting into our entertainment industry, because what they don't understand is what you do and what I do is entertainment. We are all under the same umbrella, like we all are. So the fact that you're letting them know, listen, it's not all glamorous. It's not what you think it is. And me saying the same thing, it's not. A lot of times I've had to walk alone. A lot of times I've had to spend my own money. A lot of times I've had to spend my grandmother's retirement, like it to make sure that things would be okay. The industry is not something, it's not where you go to actually have a family. That's why I was
At
asking,
all.
because it's not where you go to actually have a family. You do it, and then you build your oasis away from it. You travel out and you leave. So, do you see yourself being in LA for a long time, or?
I do love it. I'm not gonna lie, like I see myself being there for some time, but not
Mhm.
too long. Um, Honestly, to be completely honest, I want to move out of the country. That's just really what it is. I
Where you
really
want to
want to
move
move out.
to?
Honestly, I've been thinking so somewhere like maybe tropical or warm,
Hmm.
but I don't know, just like maybe like an island or something,
Oh
or
wow, you
maybe
want to live on an
somewhere maybe
island?
like Brazil, or
Hmm.
definitely not Hawaii, because they're tired of people moving there, you know, and I can understand because the indigenous people are getting the shitty end of the stick. Of course,
Yeah.
that's, you know, that's the
I
world
thought
that
you were gonna say
we've been.
Brazil. You better move to Brazil and give me a reason to come over there and see all them gorgeous ass men.
That's what I'm saying too. There's a lot of performers. It really does.
Yeah, a
The
lot of
culture seems
performers.
beautiful. You know, the people seem very beautiful. You know,
I
of
love
course
the
you're gonna have.
Brazilian performers. I love the Latin performer anyway, especially in adult entertainment. The Latin performer, I just like that. I mean, I'm always like, I look for my black guys, shout out to Crave Melanin, like I look at my black guys, shout out to Rico, shout out to Fame, shout out to
Yep.
Leon Red. Like, I love all these guys I talk to every now and then via social media. It's like, hey, you doing all right? Shout out to Knockout. I love these men, but I love the Brazilian. Like I love
Yeah.
the Brazilians. I love the Spanish speaking. I would be remiss if I didn't shout out Raheem Shabazz.
Right. I love
I would be.
everybody. I
Yeah,
just
like I
love
love these
how
men,
we're.
and I love what they're
Yeah.
doing. And you said it. I love that they're taking their own identity, likeness, and work into their own hands and
Yes, you have to.
building monumental platforms and success with what they have.
Yep.
Oh, I just want to say thank you for doing this for me today.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
am
Thank you for having me. Thank you
so
so much.
grateful.
I'm super grateful. I don't get many opportunities, you know, especially by people that I respect, to use my voice, you know, because a lot of the time, you know, if you're not telling people what they want to hear, they don't want to hear it, you know.
See, that's the
So I
problem.
appreciate you so much for giving me the opportunity to really just tell the truth, you know.
Right. Listen, before we go, give me 3 things that inspire you. I got this. I'm piggybacking off of one of my buddies. His name is Chris Lyles. I haven't seen him in a while, but when I did an interview with him, I liked what he did. So this is an homage to him. He always said, give me 3 things, 3 words, or 3 words that inspire you.
3 words. 3 words that inspire me. That's a tough one. So I guess I could say unapologeticness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Emotion,
Mm-hmm.
and art.
Yeah, you gave me good ones. Had to drag. We had to wait. I was gonna wait for it.
Thank you
But
so much.
yes, thank you so much for doing this, and I will talk to you later.
Thank you so much.
All right, so this concludes the interview with Papi Suave. If you want to look up Papi Suave, please tell them where they can find you.
You can find me. Currently, I only, well, I'm mostly active on my Twitter. My Twitter is at Jesus, JESUS _ really, RELLY _ And I am shadow banned because I have sexually explicit content on my Twitter, but you can find me through the mentions of people like tagging me. I do have a Snapchat too, but I'm not too active on it, but I'm going to say it anyway.
What's your OnlyFans?
I don't have OnlyFans anymore.
Just for fans?
Just for fans is pretty much the same. The at Jesus _ really _
Okay. Yes. And without getting in trouble, let us know. Are we going to see a new scene from you soon?
Hell yeah. Hell
yeah.
I cannot wait. I can't wait for everybody to see what's coming because I'm super excited. You know, I'm getting a lot better quality wise.
See, and people don't understand that. They don't understand that you got to work at this. You got to practice this. I'm surprised you didn't say Devin Trez, I think his name is.
I love him. I literally saw him like the other day.
Okay, well, carry him a message. Tell him that I love him, and if he needs anything, a house, a car, a helicopter, he can call me.
Oh, I'm gonna let him know because I'm he's gonna take it up on the offer. Right. We don't get offers like that.
I'm fooling around. I just love him. I love him. He's just such a cool guy.
I'll definitely. Yeah, he's a sweet, humble, down.
And you've worked with him many times, multiple times. Yes. So
he's very sweet.
Yeah. He's if he needs some, villa, yacht, he could call me. All right, let me get out of here. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye, baby.
Right, bye, love. Thank you so much, my love.
You're welcome.